Right around now, one of nature's biggest and most fascinating migrations is coming to a close. The monarch butterflies have arrived in Mexico after an exhausting journey. Hi there, everyone. It's Jeff, and this is Plain English for Monday, December 8th, 2025. Here at Plain English, we tell stories to help you upgrade your language skills. When you listen to the stories, you hear new words. You'll learn new words just by listening. And you'll learn new ways to express your ideas in your new language. And best of all, when the episode is done, you can go to plainenglish.com to take a quiz and continue practicing your English with exercises about this story. Today's story is about one of nature's most remarkable migrations, the monarch butterfly. Here we are in early December, and right around now, the monarch butterflies are arriving in the forests of central Mexico. On today's story, you'll learn about the monarchs and their migration. And on Thursday, we'll talk about a brand new tool that scientists have for studying the migration. This is episode number 822, so you can find the full episode transcript, translations, quiz, exercises, and more at plainenglish.com/822. plainenglish.com/822. Before we start today's story, I'd just like to remind you that the podcast is just one part of how we can help you upgrade your English skills. At plainenglish.com, you can make faster progress with active learning strategies. You can take quizzes, do activities, listen to the fast version of the audio, watch video workshops, practice what you learn, and even join a live call with JR and me. It's all about helping you build your skills to become a better, more confident English speaker. Sound good? Go to plainenglish.com to start your free 14-day trial today. Now, let's jump into today's story. Every fall, millions of monarch butterflies vanish from backyards and fields across the United States and Canada, and they reappear in just a few patches of forest in central Mexico. It's one of nature's most fascinating annual migrations. These butterflies weigh just about half a gram each, roughly as much as a small raisin. And they fly thousands of kilometers from northern climates to central Mexico. In the north, they live in dozens of states and provinces across the United States and southern Canada, spread out over millions of square kilometers. But in Mexico, they settle into just a few fir forests. That's where they spend the winter in massive clusters, covering the trees in a blanket of orange. During the winter, they conserve energy for the long trip north again. The monarch is one of the best-known butterflies in the world. It has bright orange wings with black patterns. In the summertime, you can find them across North America, in gardens, fields, and on the roadside, anywhere that milkweed grows. But when the temperatures drop, the monarchs leave their northern climates and head for sunnier weather in Mexico. They are the only butterfly species known to make a long-distance annual migration. Monarchs fly 3,000 to 5,000 kilometers south to Mexico each fall. To do that, they rely on two sophisticated navigation systems. Monarchs have an internal compass that tracks the position of the sun throughout the day and orients them south. When it's cloudy, they use a backup system based on the Earth's magnetic field. Even so, the journey is treacherous. They have to contend with bad weather, heat and drought, predators, and man-made challenges like cars and highways. Some just get too exhausted to make it. Only about a quarter of monarchs survive the journey. For the ones that do make it, the winter months offer a chance to rest. Monarchs spend their winters in just a handful of high-altitude forests in the Mexican states of Michoacan and the state of Mexico. While there, they don't fly around like they do up north. Instead, they lie mostly dormant, conserving their energy. They spend their time on fir trees, sometimes tens of thousands of them on a single tree, weighing the branches down from their collective weight. When spring arrives, a new chapter begins, and it involves many different generations of butterflies. Each year, there's a super generation of monarchs. These are born in the late summer or early fall in the north as caterpillars. They grow into adulthood and make the long journey south to Mexico. They spend the winter there and then start the journey north again. But the key word there is start. That's because these butterflies don't make it all the way back to their birthplace. They make it only to northern Mexico or to southern U.S. states like Texas and Oklahoma. That's where they mate, lay eggs, and die. The super generation lives about 8 to 9 months. Then the short-lived generations are born. These monarchs continue the migration north, but they only live 2 to 6 weeks. They fly north only a few hundred miles, where they too mate, lay eggs, and die. The next summer generation does the same thing, living a few weeks and continuing the journey. It usually takes 3 or 4 generations of monarchs to make the long trip north. So while individual monarch butterflies go all the way from north to south, no one butterfly makes the entire trip from south to north. Besides being beautiful and a tourist draw in Mexico, monarchs play an important role in North American ecology. They pollinate wildflowers and some crops. But monarchs are threatened. Some studies show that the monarch population has fallen by as much as 90% in the last 3 decades. Monarchs feed on milkweed, which is considered a weed in the farmlands of the United States and Canada. Herbicides meant to improve crop yields have reduced the milkweed that monarchs depend on. In the South, deforestation and beetle infestations threaten their winter habitat. Add to that recent heat waves, drought, and extreme weather, and the monarchs are in trouble. But this year, for this migration that just ended, scientists have a new tool for studying monarchs' migration and for helping conservation efforts. That is the topic of our next story. The multi-generation thing fascinated me. I knew monarchs migrated from north to south and south to north, and I figured that the same delicate butterfly probably didn't make multiple round trips. But the seasonality of the generations is incredible. Like, I always thought that one species had an expected lifespan, but I never thought that members of the same species would have different lifespans depending on when they were born. On Thursday, we'll continue this story. That will be part 2, but for now, we're going to wrap up. This was episode number 822. So you can find the full episode at plainenglish.com/822. That's where you'll find the transcript, translations, quiz, exercises, and more. plainenglish.com/822. See you back here on Thursday when we'll talk about how scientists and some butterfly fans got a front row seat to this year's migration. Listen up if you speak Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, German, French, Italian, Japanese, Polish, or Turkish. One of the most frustrating things about listening and reading in a second language is being confused by unfamiliar words or phrases. When you listen to plain English, or when you read the transcript, you probably encounter some words you don't know. When that happens, you have a few options. You can stop the audio, go look up the definition, then return to the episode, find your place, and press play again, but that's exhausting. Or you can just skip it and be confused. That's no fun either. But what if you could see the translation of the word into your language instantly without having to stop the audio, without having to look anything up? Well, you can at plainenglish.com. For each episode, we translate about 100 words and phrases from English to 9 languages: Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, German, French, Italian, Japanese, Polish, and Turkish. And we highlight those words in blue. All you have to do is hover your mouse over the highlighted word, and you'll see the translation instantly. It works great on mobile too. It really makes listening a lot more satisfying, and it's a great way to expand your vocabulary in English. The best way to see these translations is to sign up for a free 14-day trial at plainenglish.com. During your trial, you can read as many transcripts as you like, all with the translations into your language. So sign up for your free trial today at plainenglish.com.